Hey there, and welcome back to my little corner on the internet where I like to talk about some hell shit and some witchy shit. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's a solemn anniversary for many of us. If you're watching this today, it's September 11th, and for today's daily divination is I am making all the right choices. Even the choices that don't seem right. I'm going to interpret this not as a chronic health topic, but more of a reflection, remembering, and paying honor, I guess, to those who have fallen. When I was in the military, I was stationed in Boston, Massachusetts, right there on the waterfront. I was in the Coast Guard for about 12 years. And on September 11th, I remember I used to be a cigarette smoker, so I was outside, and looking back, it's so weird to think that one of the planes that took off and ended up, I believe one of the towers, took off from the airport in Boston. So it flew right over us. Hoping my mascara holds up. And when we got word that something had happened, I made a choice that many may have seen as not being the right choice, but it was right for me and who I was and am. I remember I was on one of the ships doing some gauge calibration, which is one of the jobs that I was tasked with. Excuse me. And one of my coworkers had lowered down the hatches and closed the scuttle on the top. And I was like, what are you doing? Are you just messing with me? So I open up the scuttle, poke my head out, go out onto the mess deck where the huge TV is, and that's when I saw the news. We were all just in disbelief. I tried to call my mom, and all the phone lines were busy. Cell phones were around, but they weren't as popular with social media and things like that. So I, without consulting her, I made my way back to our shop. Told my supervisor, I believe it was Chief Shoemaker at the time, or Chief Dupree, that I didn't know exactly what was needed, but I wanted to be one of the first ones to go. He's told me that he wasn't sure what was necessary of us, but since it was like a waterfront attack, basically, we would definitely probably be needed because we help on the waterways, and search and rescue and all that good stuff. So, I went home shortly after that, packed up my bags, and I was in New York the next day. I was there for about 3 weeks. There was no plan, but we were there. I was there. And I will insert my ID and stuff, and why the fuck do I apologize when I cry? Yeah, I was there for 3 weeks, and there was really no plan at the beginning. There was no plan during. It was just, holy crap, we have to do something. So we ferried boats back and forth, and there was a lot of drinking. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of drinking involved. It was a way for us to cope. So it takes me right back there. The other day I forgot that the anniversary was coming up, and it's so weird that it was 19 years ago now, and it still feels like it was yesterday. But so that was my experience of doing making the right choice, even if it didn't seem right at the time. While I was gone, my mom, who was living in Connecticut at the time, she kept a candle going because I wasn't always able to call her. So she kept a candle going in hopes that I would be safe. And I was. Don't know about mentally or emotionally, but physically I was safe. So, with that and my crying ass face, let's take a hit. Have a sip of coffee. And spend maybe a little bit of time in quiet contemplation about not only today's divination affirmation, but also the anniversary of today. So, with that, I will leave you. Thank you again for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and healing. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Take care of yourselves and do what you need to do and make the choices that are best for you.